What's up, Peace family? Welcome back to Fya'S Kitchen, and we're gonna get jumping right in. So as you can see here, I am getting my red skin potatoes prepped by rinsing and drying them and then cutting them into full circles. It's about a good 8 or 9 of them. After I'm done doing that, I'm going to take them and toss them in the pan. But first I gotta rinse my tips. Douse them in olive oil. After I douse them in the olive oil, I need to, make sure the olive oil is spread all over the potatoes evenly. So when they are in the roaster, that they cook very smoothly and controlled. After we, use our hands to get them all nice and spread it evenly, we're going to go ahead and start to season those boys up. So the first seasoning I use is turmeric. Put that on there nice and heavy, like me. Then we're going to use onion powder, a nice layer of onion powder. After the onion powder, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of black pepper, not too much because we don't want it spicy. And then we're going to go ahead and add some garlic powder, frivolously. And then we're going to use our Goya complete seasoning. I put that on everything, okay? Let me tell you my secret. But yeah, I barely use salt because we don't need that. And then I also add some ginger for extra pop. And then once it's fully coated, we're going to go ahead and also add some Slap Your Mama, because you can't go wrong with Slap Your Mama now. Once we get done with Slap Your Mama, we're going to go ahead and spread that out evenly with our hands, making sure every piece of potato is fully covered, like all steak. We're going to start our oven at 350. Well, actually, I put it on 400 so they can cook a little faster. On 400, bottom rack, and let them boys cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. Next, we're going to grab our zucchini, and we're going to slice those in 1/2-inch circles, as you see here. Making sure your knife is sharp, because y'all saw what happened last video. I almost took a finger off. So make sure you're using a very sharp knife, and be careful not to cut yourself when cutting these circles. And let's just take a moment to acknowledge how perfect these circles are. I'm an aesthetic person, so this looks so pleasing to me. Anywho, gonna do the same thing with our big, large yellow onion. Peel that boy muffin cap back blue and slice those circles in 1/2-inch circles. Okay. When you get to the end, toss the bulb, and then we're gonna move on to the next step, which is taking those onions and cutting them in 1/2 circles. So we got some little half moons going on here, so they can be nice and pretty. After we get done slicing them into those half moons, we're gonna take a hot pot, put it on low, and we're gonna add olive oil into the pot. Once the olive oil heat up, you wanna go ahead and add a teaspoon or a tablespoon of fresh garlic. And then we're going to toss our onion and zucchini mixture in there. We're not going to season this with much, so we're just going to take a pinch of Himalayan pink sea salt and a pinch of black pepper. And then, of course, we're going to add some turmeric, because why the hell not? Give that a nice stir, like you instigating. And then we're going to add in a 1/2 stick of butter, because why not? Butter makes everything better. Put the top on it and let it steam for about 15 minutes, or until it's, to your liking. Next, we're going to take us some wild caught salmon, y'all. Wild caught. I don't want no farm raised, because I want it from the wild. That's just how I am. It just tastes better. I can see my son back there doing something, I don't know. But we keep the salmon seasonings pretty simple. All I use is lemon pepper. Well, first I oiled it with some olive oil, just a little bit. I used some lemon pepper and, seasoned that boy all up. Then I used a little bit of Slap Your Mama, just for a little bit of flavor. And then I took some honey, y'all. Took some honey and I put that all over my salmon. Not too much, not too little, but just enough. And then I patted it all in. Now it's time for a little dance. To some jazz. Back Back, back, back. Up, up, up. All right, back to work. So now we're getting ready to get started on this special creamy zesty sauce that I made up today, y'all. So I took half a stick of butter, let that melt on low heat, and then I took my garlic, tablespoon of garlic, and then a 4 ounce of cream cheese. And as you can see, I tried to stir it with the fork, but it didn't work out, so I had to get professional. So you get your whisk, stir that up really, really good on low heat so you don't burn the cheese or the sauce. Get some almond milk, pour that in there, and just pour it to your consistency. And I also added some freshly squeezed lemon juice, and we're just gonna stir, and whip that boy up. Whip it up like your hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Whip it real good. Just whip, 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 whip until it turns into the consistency that you prefer. Some people like it thick, some people like it thin, and I like it just right. So that's what I did. I made it to my liking. Cut the stove down so I don't burn it. Keeping it low and just keeping that whip game proper, you know. If you know, you know. And you know, taste it. Make sure it's to your liking. Also add what needs to be added. I added a little bit of Slap Your Mama and some parsley for prettiness. And I let my husband taste it, and he loved it. So stay tuned for the full video. Bye.
Delicious, baby.